second show here today in Homosassa. I had a few people tell me that I was grammatically correct. Is that correct? Skip, step up here. We got to talk to some folks, Ellen, and I know Richard. They went on the cruise with us this past year.
Oh, yeah.
They enjoyed it so much, they're going on both of them next year.
That's right. We go on a cruise about every year, and I was actually telling some folks here at the church about it earlier. It's such a fun time. Danny Stewart puts on an amazing bluegrass cruise. And for those of you who like bluegrass and you like cruising, it's the perfect combo because you've got banjos and food and drinks and food and workshops and food and massages and food. It's an amazing time. And we're going on 2 next year. I don't know how we landed that, but I'm really excited about it. The first one we're going on leaves out of Port Canaveral the 11th through the 15th, and it goes to the Bahamas of January, the 11th through the 15th of January. Sorry about that. And that'll go to Nassau and Coco Cay, Bahamas. They've redone Coco Cay here recently, and it's absolutely fantastic. That one is $449 per person. It starts at $449 per person. That covers your cabin and your bluegrass ticket. And you can put down $100 today, and you have until the end of October to pay it off. The second one we're going on is immediately after that. That will be the 24th through the 30th of January. And it goes to Jamaica, it goes to Grand Cayman, Labadee, and that one is a 6-day cruise. And it goes out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And you can put down $250 down per person today. Those cabins start at $749, but you have until the second week of November to pay that off as well. So you've got the, what's that?
That's a 6-day
That's a 6-day cruise, that's exactly right. And there's a whole great lineup of bands that will put on performances all week long for you, and we'll be on there, obviously. We put on about 3 or 4 performances along with some workshops, and then you might see us enter the belly flop contest or something fun like that. So
they should have seen you on that flow rider, whatever they call it.
Yeah, I went surfing. That was fun. But you can swing back by the table on your way out and grab a flyer. You can see the lineup for both cruises and more information. All you have to do is call up Danny Stewart and let him know you want to go cruising with Sideline.
Definitely. We have a great time. And with your bluegrass ticket on there, you get all the amenities of the whole ship. For everything, you get the pizza buffet, you get the windjammer buffet, you get the dining room. And what's cool about the dining room, I like that style because, you know, you have to have your entrees. I ordered 2 entrees. They may have that New York strip, but I want that prime rib too, you know, so I can dig in there. You get my drift. But it's a great time. We encourage you to go with us on there. You broke a string there, Tiny. I said, you changed strings? He said, no, I changed guitars. So, got it figured out. Show of hands, do we have any square dancers in the house? Thank you, both of you. Appreciate it. Well, that's what this song talks about. It's off our latest recording right there. You decide you want to form a Texas Star or Promenade Home or Do-Si-Do, this is your chance right here, okay? This is called Square Dance Town.
2, 3, go! As the call starts to fall, there's no, this is a place where smiles are found. A simple way of life in the square dance town.
call. Just know they're picking partners as the caller starts to call. Members know this is the place where smiles are found. A simple way of life in the square dance town. Girls and boys, your hands start to dance around. A simple way of life in the square dance town.
Several people asked during the break about us playing down here in Florida. Currently, this is the last gig we have down here the rest of this year. We've been down here a few times this year, and this particular trip we were over to Titusville on Friday and to Jacksonville last night, and played a cool place over in Jacksonville, Mudville Music Room. But the stage, now, we're a considerably large group up here, you know. And they had the small stage in there, and we was packed in like sardines, so just moving around, we get some aggression out or something up here. I don't know. This is a great stage here. This is a beautiful church, and great people here. We're so glad to Ron and all the volunteers. I didn't catch everybody's name. Wonderful people. They fed us when we got here, and just couldn't treat us any nicer. And what a great venue to have bluegrass music in here, so we're proud of that for sure. Well, change around, slow it down, do you another song on this latest recording. Good time to come around and do this. This is written by a dear friend of ours who I think was originally going to be here today, but something came up. He sent a message, couldn't make it, but he lives down here. He lives in Dunellen, I believe now, but he's originally from up around Columbus, Ohio. His name's Mark Brinkman, Brinkman. We've recorded 3 or 4 of his songs over the years, and he told me here a while back, he said, I love when you boys record my songs. I make tens and tens of dollars off of it. I said, hey, that's good. We keep in a lower tax bracket. But this is one of my favorite tunes, probably my favorite song on this CD, and which is really strange because there's not a note of banjo on it. On this song. I don't know how that happened. There's the culprit down there. Anyway, it's a beautiful song, and talks about hard times and whatnot, and I love to hear Tiny sing this, and we'll try it for you. It's called Southern Wind.
Long to walk across green pastures, taste and smell my country roots. Put on a pair of overalls and my favorite worn out boots. Feel that Carolina wind blowing hard against my face. These are timeless memories no one can erase. Well, I couldn't reach the pedals of our rusty old John Deere, so I stood in front of Daddy and he would let me steer. As we plowed, he told me stories of what country people do, how God her work and family will always see. Yes, sir, thank you, ma'am. Biscuits in a frying pan, a heart of gold and an iron hand that made me who I am. Now I barely recognize the place where we held hands and Dad said grace, tearing down the old home place again so. Today the southern wind southern wind is blowing cold.
I think would make that song any better is banjo. Stay on this, Jason.
I'm with you, big man.
Thank you, Harp. I appreciate it, son. Thanks in the mail. We'll change around. Before we do, I want to, and I'll get Skip to talk about this. We try to be really active on the internet, on social media, Facebook, and all these things. And we travel all over the country, and we go out of the country. Matter of fact, last year we spent 8 days in Ireland back in July. And what a wonderful trip over there. I've never eaten so many potatoes in my life. I got back, I had a doctor's appointment, my A1C went through the roof. He's like, what have you been doing? I said, eating potatoes. So, what a great trip. We posted a lot of pictures and videos. And Skip, we got a trip, a place we've never been up, the Canadian Yukon coming up in June.
Yes, we do.
And tell them where they can keep up with us on all that stuff.
Yeah, you can go to Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. For those of you who do that kind of social media, you can find us at Sideline Bluegrass or Sideline VG for you Twitter users. We like to keep everybody in the loop. We have our website, sidelinebg.com, and that's got our tour schedule and information about the guys in the band. We have an online store on there too, so you can check that out and order some merchandise if we don't have it back there at the table. And if you stream and download music, you can go to Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, iTunes, anywhere where they stream and download music, Pandora. You can find our stuff on there, our channels, our stations. Just search for Sideline Bluegrass. Make sure you hit follow so it'll let you know when we come out with new music.
Or you can get one of them CDs back here on the table.
See, you know, it's interesting about that Yukon trip that you were talking about. I was looking at the travel itinerary and I saw where it was going to take like 20 hours to get there, and I couldn't figure it out because it's not all that far to fly over to. They go to Alaska and then you fly over into the Yukon. But then I got looking closer. They can only take us 2 at a time in one of those little prop planes. So they got to drop off 2 of you and then come back and get 2 more and then drop off them 2.
How about I just hang out in Alaska and y'all get back? I ain't gonna lie, I ain't much on them prop planes, now I'm gonna tell you. I was worried. I've flown all my life, but we flew over to Ireland. I never had flown overseas. And I looked down out that window and all I could see was water. And I was like, Lord have mercy. And Jason's like, man, it'd be a much softer landing if we do crash. I was like, thanks for comforting me, man. Yeah, that's kind of segue. We will do another gospel song. Get these guys to come out. This is on our front center record out there. It's called I Long to See His Face.
Time after time, those seem far away. And when I'm in days are dark and my nights are lonely, I know that you will be there for me. Oh, Wesite, my Savior calls me, right by his side, I'll take my place. I'll praise his name and shout his glory. Oh, how I long to sing his praise. I'm glad to know that he walks beside me, and then he'll stay right till very end. I'm always filled with his love inside me. I know that I'll always have him with me. Oh, blessed day, my Savior calls me, right by his side, I'll take my place. I'll praise his name and shout his glory. Oh, how I long to see his face. Oh, how I long to see his Across the sea, gonna cross the line, gonna cross the ocean for to see that down behind. Won't you come and go, come on, let it go, leave us for the sorrow and troubles you blow. I wish I had an nickel, wish I had a dime, wish I had a thrill to go to kiss the color line. Won't you come and go, come on, let it go, leave us for the sorrow and troubles you blow. Mama told me it has come back, drinking and gambling, we're not going back. Won't you come and go, come on, let it go, leave us for the sorrow and troubles you blow. Won't you come and go, come on, let it go, leave us for the sorrow and troubles you blow.
Y'all for bailing us out there. We need all the help we can get on y'all. We'll do a song here. Let me ask you, do you have any Waylon Jennings fans out here? Waylon, anybody? Maybe we should do something else. You know, I was just watching, that reminded me. Did anybody see recently, what was last fall, the Ken Burns documentary on country music? Anybody see that? I DVR'd that when it came on and didn't get around to finally seeing all the episodes to hear recently. They had a great piece on Waylon. That was a great documentary. If you didn't see it, I'm sure a lot of these streaming services, or you can find anything on the internet these days, but definitely encourage you to check it out. They had a great piece on Waylon Jennings, and I never knew a lot of the influences he made on people. He's a great artist, and this is a song we recorded. It's on our Sideline Session 2 recording. This one goes back to 1987, big hit for Waylon, which most of these guys weren't born in 1987.
I was just a little fella back then.
Oh yeah. When were you born, Gibby?
2000.
That's pitiful, son. If you're on this stage up here and you were alive in 1987, raise your hand. Wow. Anyway, see if you remember the Rose in Paradise, right?
She was a flower for the town. Cut just like a knife. He was a banker down the bank. Swore he'd love her all his life. Built her a mansion on a hillside. For the garden and a lot of land. A paradise became her prison. Georgia banker was a jealous man. Every time he talked about her, you could see the fire in his eyes. He would walk through hell on Sunday, just to keep his rose in paradise. Some say they ran away together. Some say the gardener that belonged. Now the banker is in home land. Mansion's crumbling down. He sits all day and stares at the garden. The trace of her was every found. Every time he talks about her, just like night. They say it even grows in the wintertime, but in the dead of night, every time he talks about her, you can see the fire in his eyes. He would walk through hell on Sunday, with rose in paradise.
Around here and do your song. You know, one of the things I was talking about how proud of this band is, and I'm really proud of the versatility these guys show. We try to do a little bit of everything in all of our shows. We do some traditional stuff. We do a little more contemporary stuff. We try to throw some gospel in, some ballads, and something we hope will touch all of you before it's over. So the reason I'm leading up to, now comes the rock and roll part of the show. Little blues team we had some fun with. You know, matter of fact, we never recorded this song and probably never will. There's lots of YouTube videos on it, but it was funny. We were doing the show up from here or over in Savannah, Georgia last year, and I was talking about this song, and I said, you know, we've never made a penny off this song. And this fella jumped up, and it was a center aisle. Man, he come running down the stage. Well, y'all know how it is these days. You got to watch out. You know, you never know what's going to happen. And he came up, he did just like that, and he dropped a penny in my hand. It's one we've never made $100 off. On Pipeline Blues. great staff here. I didn't catch the pastor's name, but I love to hear him talk. It sounds great. All the folks involved for allowing us to come over here and perform for you today. Also, I can't forget Tom and Barlane, dear friends who helped put this together as well. I want to thank them and all the folks, the sound guy back here. I never called his name, but he's doing a good job. Let's give him a hand. We appreciate it. Like Skip said, follow us on the internet on our website, Sideline BG for Bluegrass, sidelinebg.com. Check our tour schedule out. I know a lot of folks, I've talked to several people from up north. We have a lot of shows up north this summer, so we hope to see you around you. There's a full schedule on there for sure. So we'll get out here. But I want to say a big howdy to Glenn and Patty and Piper and Jameson. Is that right?
That's right.
Is that right?
Yes.
First time I met him, he's a hawk. Good friends, and it's good to see them over here. So appreciate y'all coming out. Y'all take care, and if you didn't get anything at the table, or if you want a coupon, or if you want another coupon, I didn't see the first one, so we'll be back there at the show. We love to shake you out here, meet you on your way out. Be safe driving home, and we hope to see you again real soon. Take care. God bless. All right, let's do it, Hawk.